Marvel is doing a big collaboration with Coca-Cola, and on April 8th, they released a commercial featuring a mix of animation and live action. At first watch, I loved it. It was clever, fun, and it was cool to see the Avengers and X-Men characters interact again. But something didn't sit right with me. The character models seemed a bit uncanny, and I started to worry that Marvel had just released a partially AI-generated project. And after a little bit of research, I think I might have confirmed my theory. First, let's look at the commercial itself. After my first watch, I went back and took a closer look at the hands of the animated characters. And while I didn't see any instances where a hand had extra fingers or anything, there were a couple of frames where the hands looked a little off. And then there are shots like these, where Daredevil's arms seem to be a little too distorted. It's hard to tell if this was intentional and is just a result of motion blur, or if these are cracks in an AI-generated animation. But after some research, I found 3 other pieces of evidence that really back up my theory. And the last one all but confirms it. Number 1. This is not the first time Marvel has used AI. We all remember those Secret Invasion opening titles. Marvel has shown that they are not above using AI software in their projects. Sure, they got backlash, but that doesn't mean they won't try again once the software is more convincing. And it is now. Because the second piece of evidence is the fact that in late March, OpenAI started meeting with Hollywood producers about implementing their software Sora into film and TV. And the word is, the executives were very impressed with OpenAI's pitch. But neither of those pieces of evidence prove that Marvel used AI in this commercial. So I dug a little deeper. I knew there had to be production credits out there on this commercial. I continued my search until I found an article that listed 2 ad agencies who were said to be behind the campaign. The first one was a dead end, but then I looked at the Instagram for the second, and that's where I found an interview with the agency's co-founder, where he said this.
When I look at the creative department, the best creatives are using AI.
Okay.
In the creative process, right? So the writers are using ChatGPT, for example. The art directors are using Midjourney.
They are using it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
So not only is Marvel okay with using AI, but one of the 2 ad agencies they hired to spearhead this entire campaign openly admits to using AI. And that was just the beginning. Because after looking at this agency's tagged post, I found a visual effects agency that worked on the actual animation of the commercial. And they had a video breaking down their process, which included one shot that looks an awful lot like an AI-generated element. I have a feeling studios will use projects with lower stakes, like commercials, to test out AI software, in an effort to gauge audience reactions. Will we be able to notice the AI? How upset will we be? And most important to them, will this cause the studios to lose money? But then again, that is just my theory. What do you think about this? Is AI a tool that should be used by artists? Or is it something that should be completely separated from art? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to see what you think.